part of Apache Pig number 3 or day 3. I may call it Apache Pig day 3, where we are going to focus on some of the key areas or some of the points which we have left in our previous class. Okay. All right. So as you remember, in our previous class, we saw the main part of Apache Pig, which was about loading. Supposed to load the data from the local machine. We're going to load the data from the local machine to the Apache. To be processed by the by Apache engine or by Apache engine. So now we are going to come back to where we have left from, and we do the following. Let's start by signing in sudo su Hadoop. We start our Hadoop. Now we are on a Hadoop. So we say who am I? I'm the Hadoop. I'm the user Hadoop. So I'm a user Hadoop. The next part here, PWD. Where are we? We are on home Hadoop Cloudera. So keeping in mind that you may have a different home page, right? So different home page. We can have home page which are different. It depends by how you have installed your Ubuntu as well. The second part to do here, we need to check the running daemons. Okay, so now none is running. Remember, let's say you start a pig. Remember, when I do this pig, this is by default. It will run on HDFS. That's by default. If I do this, what will happen? It is executed right on the top of HDFS. Okay, but we'll focus on pig local system. There is a reason. Since we are using only a single node, or we don't have a cluster, we have only one machine. So running on the top of HDFS, many times it may cause the error. So we look in the terms of local machine. Okay, we use the local machine. So I erase this one, and to be on the safer side, let me start Hadoop. Start all.sh. So it's going to start all the daemons. And also, I prefer to start 2 terminals so that I can access some data. Again, I'm going to log in on, let me also increase the size of this. Okay, I'm going to start this also, sudo su Hadoop. Okay, I start this as well. I'm going to list the files and directories which are here, ls. All right, I believe last time you were working on student. We're working on a student here. Okay, we work on a student. So we're going to use the same student here. Let's check what do we have inside the student. Say card student. So we have the student number, register number, name, country, and this we call it as a rating. How much they have rated. Okay, how much they have rated. That's what we're going to work on. So Now, today we'll focus on how can we group. We are going to do the group, co-group, and the filter. We are going to do the following. The main part for today, we are going um, to group and group, co-group, and we use sort of filters as well, right? Sort of filters. If time is allowed, we also go to the split. How can we split entire data into two tables? So we look on this one. So let me come back to my second terminal, which is here. Let's make sure that everything started, the name node, data node, secondary, resource, and the node manager. Okay, all is well. All is well. So now, let me start again, the pig, execute on the local machine. Remember, when we execute in the local machine, means we are going to do the analysis, the execution. Yes, please.
Sir, mine that is invalid option. I tried to.
What happened? It says invalid. Check your file. Did you start it? Oh, it's the one. Okay. You have to do installation once again because that's a file which you put there. You did not install it. That's a file. That's a file. So you need to watch again the video which I posted there and then install it because this is that is yours. This is really see that's a file. The file is not that should be the explicit. That's a problem. Your thing is not installed. So we look here. We start a pig here, and we are going to load the data set which we did in the previous class. So I'm going to copy this load or student road. I'm going to name every steps here. So student road, and then I'm going to specify where it is. So it is on home, Hadoop, student, and using, sometimes we prefer to use the capitulator or the caps because these are the keywords which are there. Using pig storage. This is delimiter. Okay, these are the delimiter. You know, the comma separator is the delimiter which we have there. So we need to load it, this entire file, and then we need to specify the schema or how it will look like. So we want to have as what? We're going to have as the first one is roll number or register number. It's a reg number, which is int, and another one is name, right? So we say last name, car array, and followed by what? Country. Say country, car array, and followed by Latin, which is integer, right? Which is integer. All right, so we did it. We did it, but there's something which is mentioning here. This is a caution, it's not an error. It says Hadoop configuration, checksum duplicated. Instead, they use the face by the checksum. So probably that's something which we need to look just to fix it. It's a warning, it's not an error. That's a warning. So now we need to verify if this is what? We need to verify if, let's say, check if data is correctly routed. Okay, so we need to check if data is correctly routed. So how do we do? Dump student road. Oh, why it does not show anything? Is correctly spelled? Student road. What is that? Nothing is there? Is it? Let me check once again if it is. It's right. Part where we are. RS. Home Hadoop. That's correct. Home Hadoop. Let's check once again if it is correctly written there. No. Correct. These are the fields. Register number, followed by last name, country, rating. Correct. It's correct. Using quick storage, comma. Since I'm in the same location, let me give it like this and change the name here. And I call this one student. And see. Okay, student, correct. Now I do dump student. Why it is not displaying any? Who is displaying, right? Which one? This one? Student. Int last name car array is correct. Car array is correct. Rating is correct. The dump is not displaying.
Fine. I still put the full
Path.
picture.
The full path here.
Yeah.
Here I gave, but it's not running there. The previous one, I thought, let me quit and study this once again and see. Okay, this has a problem. It's not even ending. Yeah, this is the problem of this one. So there's no error in that one. Yeah. Let me start another one here. I call pig x local. It was not responding, so there was no error. Just it behaved like that way. So okay, so again, let me run it once again. I say student, and I put student using pig storage as register number int last name car array, and then we have country, they go car array, car array of is correctly spared, and then we have rating is gonna be int. Okay, an expected symbol near student, which road, I forgot road there. Okay, now let me dump and see. Dump. Okay. All right, so it's loaded here. It is loaded. So after loading this one, the next part which we say that we want to group them. Okay. Now I'm going to say group student. So I'm going to call this as a group student, and I'm going to name it as follow. I say group followed by the loaded data student by, I'm going to group this by country. Remember, country is what? Country is our field or attribute which we created. So this is road or group student by country. So we group them. Now we need to check if they're grouped. We say dump group student, group student. All right. So we see those who are grouped here. So now they are grouped in this way. We have this China, we have Rwanda, Zambia, Vietnam, Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and again we have this is very interesting, or that they're spelled differently. Yes, as you can see here, they're spelled differently. This one is, I named Malaysia, that's why he came here, right? Malaysia. So let me correct this spell because all has to be the same. It has to be, okay, fine. Let me leave like this way. So you can correct for you. I hope it's well spelled. So they are grouped. Second way, you can even group group by rating. Group this by rating. For your part here, group, group student by their rating. You group them by rating. Okay. Now you group them by their rating. So once you're done to group them by rating, you can also do the following. You can do the following. Let's say you want to check the schema. You want to check the schema. Schema in the sense you want to look how your table or database, I may call like database or table, is look the structure of it. So to do that, you can do the following. You can say describe student. You can see here now, we can be able to describe the student schema which we have here. We can have register number is integer, last name, card array, country, card array, rating is integer. So this is the way we can describe the schema to check if the column are written well or what column do we have. Another part here which you can also perform, you can also do the following. You can explain or you can view the logical, physical structure of your table. Okay, you can view the logical and the physical structure of your table. So you can do the following: explain student. See this long way here? It explains the way they are built. Okay, what the keys are there, it explains all. Let's look from the top here, starting from the explain here. It gives you the entire details of how this is built. Okay, so what is it? I think the explain, yeah, explain start from here. This is the logical plan. It shows the student whom we have, like the name, probably this is a local store, schema, registration number, right? And the registration number is an integer, last name 51, country array. So this shows the logical schema internally, the way they built. Okay, and again it comes here. For each schema, registration number, card array, it be the same, but explaining the physical and the logical schema. In another word, how these are related, how the columns are related, like the relationship of this table, I mean the column, the attribute which we have. All right, so another part here, you can look here. Okay, another part to consider here, this is the cast type, is the character array. Explain the types which we have here. Okay, so column number 2. So it starts from column number 0, explain which one we have there, column number 1, 2, and it's going to be column number 3 by the corresponding types which we have there. So this is the, to explain or to look the entire schema or the entire table which you create and check how they are. Here it shows us where it is stored, right? So it's taken from the following: home Hadoop student, the entire path, the way we wrote it. And then look here, this is a map reduce. Remember, just a point for you to remember. As I mentioned in our class, Pigos started to support the project of MapReduce. Remember, in a MapReduce, we are very limited to certain performance, certain operation to perform. For instance, in MapReduce, we can be able to do sort, but we cannot be able to do the grouping. Remember, MapReduce, we can split the data, but we cannot be able to group or perform the group operation like this. That's why MapReduce came to help the user to have more analysis of the data or gain more information about the data. For example, now we are able to group by users, let's say by country, by rating. So we can do this. So whereas in a MapReduce, it was quite difficult, we cannot do that. So that's why here explains the way the MapReduce plan it is made. Here it says MapReduce node scope 51, the map plan here, student store, it's called a fake file. These are some internal build, these are the built-in file, right? New file for each force. This is the internal build. Just you view like the way I view this, because we don't have anything to do with them. If you're interested, you can go on and run. What is it called? By the way, project. I think project is one of the data type as well. Complex data type. So these are the things which explained here for our file which we created. This one which we have here, this is called the physical schema. Physical schema means the file which exists. The file which exists is a student. So this is a physical schema which we have here. The top one, integer, character, that's a logical schema to explain the logical schema. So the next part here, which we want to perform here, that's explain. Another part which you can perform here, you can illustrate. What does illustrate do? Illustrate explain step by step of what you perform. Let's say illustrate student. Sorry. Do we have that one? I misspell it. Not illustrate. It's supposed to be illustrate. Okay. So here it explained what we did here. For example, we can start from the top here and see what explained. Let me start from the last one. We have a student integer, student register number, last name, country array, and the rating here. So it shows what we did here. For example, I think Joshua is the last student. Maybe to throw the last student, give us the last student here. So we can check here, you can check what Illustrate does, the differences and the common things between these two. Illustrate student here, information connecting to a Hadoop system. So here it's connected to them. I think you kept seeing this deprecated. Some of the setup, they may not properly, made, so it keeps, sending the following. Okay, so yeah, all are the things which explain to us the step by step, the way we performed, the way we have stored our data into the corresponding schemas. Yes, please.
Why just one?
Pardon me?
Just one record.
Showing only one record.
Yes.
Let me do the second one. Let me work on illustrate. What else do we have here? Did you group them?
Yes.
So probably maybe if I say probably the space of the way it loaded here, it shows the last one to be accessed. Let me try to illustrate once again and see. Illustrate student once again. Illustrate. So it's showing one by one. So I can't state the reason why it gives one by one, but it's a step by step. 1, 2, probably this was from the last. If let's try to check again the file which we have here. So I'm going to do cut Hadoop sudo pardon me. I'm going to this file from the Hadoop. Yeah, so look, the last one was Joshua. Now the second one, it picked number 1, right? It picked number 1. So it explained probably it takes randomly. I can't find the reason why it picks, one and it goes to another. We can look at that way. Let's again illustrate and see. Myanmar, who is rating registration number 3? So the third student, right? The third student. So here it goes one by one. You can see all the entrance of the student or how you have entered them, how it has entered them. This is same student, different student, different student. So probability takes randomly, step by step, the way they have inserted in our schema. It again comes to that. So it does not show the entire, but rather it shows step by step, one by one, who are there. So the next part, look here. We have loaded, we have checked that one. The next part which we can do here, we store, right? We are going to store the file. I think this was the last part which we stopped from. We grouped them. Let me check if it is. We grouped them. Which one did we group? We said, what did I name them? Dump group student. Okay, dump group student. Right. So we are going to store them. Okay, for you, you have even sorted. I mean, you have even grouped by rating. So we are going to store this information on a local disk as well. So the name is a group student. So we do. I'm going to give the name here. I'm going to say. I'm going to give it on student by country. Student by country, and I do store this is a group student into I'm going to give the file here the location home Hadoop. Since I'm in that part, I think this does not need to be mentioned. I can give into, let me specify pig outputs. All right. There are two ways. You can specify, you can say using, you can specify the way you want to be stored. If you don't, here pay attention. If you don't, by default, it will leave the tab between the field. Okay, it will leave the tab. Otherwise, you can specify the separator, either the comma or double colon. You can specify, right? So you can use using pig storage, or you leave by you leave like this, so you can give default storage. All right, so 10 are written, 10 records are written here. They are stored in that way. Remember, we grouped by what? We stored by student group by. Okay, student group by. So let's try to check where it is. Student by country, right? So let's come to our let's come to another terminal here. So here we are on job. Sorry. Oops. Okay. I'm going to log in on my Hadoop. Sudo. I can even check. I can check from here. I say sudo ls home Hadoop. Do we have a pig output? Yes. See, the directory which we created is here. Let me do this. I'm going to look right to see the date, the time it has been created. Okay. I just want to check a pig Hadoop, pig. Where is it? The directory name. This one. This is what we created, right? 846. So it shows that this is the latest time when we create this file here. This directory, sorry, is a directory. So we specified the location. If you go inside this, you will find a different, what to say, you will find the files which are named as a partition, part-001. Means what? The file can be broken into different parts to maintain inside HDFS to maintain 128 MB size. Okay, so they are divided into partitions. They are named, they're given the name in that way. So I do this the following. Let's say, let's read it here. Sorry. Okay. So once again here, let me do the following. Now let me go inside here. Instead of rs, I do cut home, and I go inside. It's what is inside there? Okay, let me log in. Let me log into Hadoop to make it more simple. Hadoop, sorry, sudo su Hadoop. So cd pig outputs rs. This is the file which we have here. This is a success, the file which we partitioned. Okay, so we can read it. We can say cut part 01. So these are the grouped one. All right, so these are the grouped one from China, from Rwanda, Zambia. The one which I made, the one which is a typo is Malaysia and Malaysia. Yeah, do we have? Yeah, this is Malaysia. This is wrongly spelled. Okay, so you can correct it. So it gives us what we have here. Now I want to know, you have to store your rating separate. Let's say you want to analyze. You want to see those who rate 5, rate 2, please store it. I just come to see your is it fast? Zuda, is it fast? Not yet. You're waiting to be fast. So you're not fast. Oh, this is as well. That's why you need to depend on this machine, because even exam you will work on the computer. This is install. It's a break time, you can break. Yeah. I think installation, did you do the video which I sent there? Yeah, I can help you in one way. Yes, please. I know what material did you use to go through this problem? Which one? Material. Oh, material to what I would say. Yes, please.
So, will our return be lab or
Both.
like theory?
Both. But we have only 2 hours. Remember, your exam is, your midterm is which day? Monday or? Yeah, Monday. I mean, first day of the midterm, which is on Tuesday. Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday morning. So, your both will be there. And one question will be from where? Take, I mean, 2 questions. Another question can be theory from HDFS, math reviews, and the general introduction of PTS. Welcome once again. Now we look to the next phase. Yeah, in this next phase, we are going to deal with the join. All right, we are going to deal with the joins, and the join which we are going to do, it will be based, at least we need to have one more. We need to have one more data file which can help us to, to achieve our objective for now. Okay, so let us create one more file here. I think this I don't need it. Not sure if you're able to see there, because when I came at the back, I found not sure if you can be able to see here. I don't know which problem is that. Is it better? Is this better? Or same? Sure. Okay, so I'll try to increase this and see. Okay, so we are going to create one more file here, and yes, we are on Hadoop. I'm going to create. Let me increase the size. Let's say here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create one more file, and the file which I'm going to create is going to be known as, let's say, staff. I'm going to call it as a staff. So I'm going to create nano staff. Okay, staff. So in this staff, I'm going to add the following. Yes, please.
So this file has no extension.
This file.
Text file.
Okay, you can give, or you can give. For example, like the previous one which we did. Okay, let me give extension. Good. Let me give an extension. I say nano staff.csv. Okay, staff.csv. So inside is the staff. I want you to add with me the following. We are going to add, like, we're going to have staff ID. Let's say SID. Let's say staff ID. That's what you're going to have. And also we can have last name. We can have last name. Just I'm showing you the schema which you're going to use. We can even have, let's say, we can add one more. Let's say which is a position, or yeah, let's say faculty. Let's say, or department. We can also have country as well. Right? I think these are enough. Country. Right? So, for example, in ID, the staff ID, let's say staff ID is 1 IT 01, and the last name is going to be let it be John, and department is IT, and the country is from Malaysia. Malaysia, right? The country is from Malaysia. Another one whom we can have, we have one IT 02, And we have Joshua, is an IT, is from I think the previous name, I'm not sure if I gave the capital letters or not. Just want to check, hold on. I want to check here, the student. I want to check if I gave the capital letters. So Vietnam is a capital letter, China small letters. So I'm going to give the small letters as I gave. Okay, Vietnam, I'm going to change, instead of Vietnam, I'm going to put like a China to be more specific. So I put Joshua is gonna be from China. I put here two is a business faculty. How do you call it? Bachelor of Business Administration, and it's going to be 01, and it's going to be Matthew, and it's going to come from it's come from Indonesia.
So it's business first one.
Pardon me? Oh, sorry. I skipped. It's supposed to be business. It's supposed to be business administration. All right, business administration, business at BBA. All right, and it's from Indonesia. Let me give another one. At least I want to have two more from China. Let's say I'm going to have one ESL, and his name is Liu. Last name is Liu, and it's from ESL. This is, what is ESL for format? English secondary language. Is a secondary language, right? English second language.
So the ID need number of.
All right, sorry, yeah. I have put ESL, one ESL, I can put 01, and he is from China. I put China. All right, so we can have one more just to make this. I'll have one more one. It's gonna be from not ESL. I'm going to put here into education, and it can be 04. And this is going to be Mr. Morgan, and he is from education, and the country is going to be Malaysia. I hope I have the same name Malaysia in my previous table. So let me check here. Where is Malaysia? So I have this one. Okay, correct. That's okay. Okay, Malaysia. Hopefully they're correctly spelled. Just if I don't, just to confirm, I come here. Let me confirm with the names. Okay, it's correctly spelled. Malaysia. Okay, hopefully the upper one also is correct. Malaysia. Okay, fine. Let me execute this one. Remember, this is staff CSV. So I exit this one. I say yes. Now just read it. Cut staff CSV. This is what we have. All right. Let me again come back to the nano. There are something which we don't need. Nano stuff. Something which you don't need. I don't need this heading. I don't need the heading. I don't need the heading here. Right? So we have, oh, sorry. We have what was there? Just staff ID, last name, is a department and a country. Correct? I remember. I hope I remember. Exit. Yes. I come back to my grant share. Here in the grant share, I'm going to load that file. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to, let me write here, the task now, task is to combine two relations or tables. They're what we call tables, right? That's the main task. So how can we do that? Okay, how can we do that? That's the main task. We want to combine two tables. Remember, for our learning, we have two tables. We have two tables there. We have two tables. The two tables which you have, they are student and the staff. Let's say we want to combine based on the country. All right. Here the task is to group them by their countries. You get it? We want to group the staff, student by their countries. That's what we're going to do. So how will you do this? How do we achieve this one? To achieve this, we need to have the so-called, we need to use something called core group. Okay, we are going to use the core group. This is called the core group. Helps to achieve our task. Okay, so we want to group them by what? By their countries. By their countries. So steps number one, we need to load each data. Just right here. Step number one, load each data set. I'll use the word data set. Okay, load each data set. That's step number one. All right. Already we loaded the student. And the second part, you're going to load staff. Now here, I'm going to name here staff. And I'm going to do load. Let me increase the size here. Okay, staff load. And I do the following. Staff and using pig storage. What pig storage I'm going to use? They are comma separated. As we define the schema, we have staff ID, which is car array. We have last name, which is car array. What else do we have? We have department, which is car array. We have country, which is car array. Okay. All right, so we loaded them. Staff, let's now dump it and see. Dump staff. What is the error? Staff. Oh, yeah, oh, correct. That's a mistake. I wrote it. The name is staff CSV. That's the name which I gave here. Okay. All right, so I dump. So this is one whom we have here. These are students whom we have here. Again, dump it here. So these are the students whom we have here. These are students whom we have. All right. So after loading the following, but I wonder why these dots are here. Did I add this one? Let me do dump. That file has a problem. It has something down there. Did you notice? No. Save. Probability counted that space. Let me check once again. Oh, now it's not there. It's correct. Okay, it's correct. It's correct. Let's try to do this. What if we add something there? Would it update it? Let's see. Let's see. Just a curiosity to see. Nano, staff. Let me add one more. Just let's say 2. 2 is gonna be admin or AD. Okay, it's gonna be 09, and it's going to be I'm going to give the name as Lam is from administrator. And the country or where the person is from, let's say, is from Philippines or Malaysia. Let me put Malaysia as well. All right, so I exit, I save, and I come back to this one. Oh yes, it's update. I know this is update. So I update this one, and again it is fetching from what we have already, which is loaded. Very interesting. So I added this one. I don't need to again to specify road. Okay, it's update. It's update this one, right? So it's update now. We have this one. So now what you're going to do, we are going to combine these 2 files which we have here. Okay, we're going to combine these 2 files which we have as follows. So to do so, you're going to do the following. You're going to combine by the country. So we do the following. We say, we're going to say, I'm going to call here student underscore staff list. Okay, student underscore staff list. So here I'm going to group by the country, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to use core group. I'm going to take student by country, and again I'm going to group this one, staff by country. All right, so I dump student underscore staff list. So now you see here now, we group them by the country. It took the China, ESL, one by one, it grouped them. Excellent. So now we are able to group each student and the staff. So let's say we need to see this student from China and the staff from China. This person from Malaysia and the staff from Malaysia. So you can have Malaysian club, who else? Chinese club, Indonesian club. Okay, so it groups in that way. The absence of it, yes, please.
Can I see the command?
This one too. Are you able to see down here? I think it's shared. You can even log in on the Teams. You can log in on the Teams also. You can get this one. So here's the thing which you need to focus on. So we can group them. We can perform these analyses based on them. So we can form the teams. And look, something special here. Here, we have the absence of some certain things are here, right? So it's mentioned that, you know, they don't have any staff. Oh, yeah, we don't have any staff from Malaysia. See here? This is wrongly one, right? So allow me to update it because I saw that we can update them, right? So let me come here once again and I say nano student. Malaysia, the one whom I mentioned, Scott. This should not be there, right? Malaysia. Okay, all are same. All are same. Okay. I say error writing permission denied. Okay. So let me change this one. All right. Now, after that one, let me come back to this. Let me come back to this. Let me override this one and see. And I'm going to dump. All right, so now it's correct. All right, now it's correct. I update that name. Now we have the following names here. Philippines, only one. Let me match with one of this Philippine staff as well, just to maintain the same format here. So come here, nano staff, CSV, Philippines. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me put here. I'm going to put one. What other faculty do we have? Theology. Religious studies, ARS, and it's gonna be 10. We have Mr. Edward. Edward, is it? Studies. So country is Philippines. I think I put it. Did I put double P? I will check there. So this is gonna be RS religious studies. All right. So let me check from the one which I had there. Is the name is Philippines. Some of them it's okay. They don't have. At least let me. Okay, even Joshua. Okay. All right. So we can not bother to do everything there. Okay, so X, Y. All right, so
Yeah.
it's okay. So let me check once again here. Down. Okay, fine. At least it updated this one. All right, so it updated this way. So after you do this, you can store them, right? So you can store them. You can say store student underscore staff list, student underscore, sorry, student underscore staff list into what is that? Into pig output, comma. I'm going to put this one. I'm going to put inside there. Pig and outputs, comma. And this I'm going to give the folder. You know, this is core group, right? I'm going to give the folder called core group, and then I close it. And here I'm going to specify the delimiter. Okay, delimiter. So, right. So here it's gonna be using pig storage, comma delimiter. Okay, so 9 are written there.
So big storage then.
Big storage, then
Oh.
delimiter, this one. Okay, so now it is there. I can check. We can check from there.
So you check from outside. Really?
Yes, you have to check from outside. So you can come here. You can even come here, no problem. You can come here. Where is the home? Okay, other location, computer. Do you have a home here? Oh, I cannot access Hadoop from here. Okay, fine. So I come here and I delete. I do this one. RS. Where is it? It's inside the pig what? Inside the pig output. Inside the pig output. What is the pig output folder? Is there? Yeah, it's here. So I'm going to go inside cd pig output rs. You see here this file, right? What is the name of that? It's a core group. So the one which we named core group. So I go inside the core group. I say cd core group rs. It has this part here, and I'm going to do edu. Cut part. So it gives me all the countries here. All right. So it gives me from China. We have the following: Jodu, Zoo, ESL, English, secondary language, and Joshua is an IT. Right? So this is one way you can do it. For Vietnam, it shows this and so forth. So these are the important things to do or to understand in a pig, especially when you want to analyze large data set. So now it will be up to you to think of some practices to do it, and then be prepared for exam. Just for your understanding, we do this even in a final exam. I will ask you the pig. Okay, so you need to keep practice. Okay, you need to keep practice. So the next part here, the next part which we can see here about this core group here, it's one more part which is also very interesting. Is about join. All right, so I just want to share with you. So here, I want to give you one more part here. Which we have seen here, which we locked here. Okay, I think that also we can. I think that also we can do it here. Let me minimize this one. So let me come back here. We're going to do the order by. I think that also will be. It can go along with this one. So we are going to order student. Let's say order. We are going to order student by descendant. Oops. What is that? What error is that one? I give the okay, correct. So sorry. Here we can do order student by rating descendant. Which one is making error? We have a let's say rating. Let me say rating order. So we can give this. Let's see rating order, and then we mention we order student by rating and see. All right, so we store it inside there. I'm not sure why it cannot. I don't want to store it. Hopefully you understand this. The one which underlined means we want to store this content into the rating order, right? Store it there. So you're going to store it there. So let's try to dump it and see. Dump rating order. Now, as you can see here, based on the rating, our file is ordered. Based on the rating, our file is ordered. Start from 5, right? 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4. This is descending order. You can also do this by ascending order. Okay? You may mention here, it's a ascending order. That's correct. And then we dump the rating order, and then we see. Look now. This is the way we can do it. So we can rate based on the ascending order. Start from the small to the highest. So you need to check who is rated or who, based on the, low rating, then you can be able to order it. All right. So after you finish this can be stored. You can even store these, so you can store this as well. Rating order. Okay. This can be stored as a rating or rating order. Any question on this? Okay. So just to summarize of what we were looking here, just to summarize, I think if we keep add more, then it will be much, which you not even remember or have a time to practice. So just to recap, remember when we put hyphen like this, just for single comment, just let me put this one for multiple comment, just recap. Okay, what have we seen? We have covered the following. Just for the timeline, we have covered a lot of the data. We store, we store the data, storing the data. I just mentioned here, loading the data, storing the data, and the second is reading the data. We can read the data or fetching the data. That's going to call fetch the data. We have covered as well the sort of join, simple joining the data. That's a simple one, which you have used for group to group more than two let's say relations. Relations here I mentioned tables or data set. We have also the way we can sort the data. We can also sorting the file, sorting the data. Okay, so that's what we have seen. And all right, you see the differences there. After when we put the following, we put the recap, and then we add the following to end it. You need to specify the end. The next or after this line would be there. Now, is there any question? Any question? I'll give you time to ask a question or any doubt there so that we can see how it is. Any question? Any doubt?
Something is a type of the SQL command is.
It's done?
It's just like SQL command.
The next part which we're going to study, which is a hive, it's a part of SQL. This is to work with unstructured data, but same concept.
JSON, something like this.
Yes, it's the same concept. It's the same concept with the SQL, because that's why big data, the prerequisite is what? IT-InspireToday. You need to have a background in data. Okay? So the next part which we shall study, it's a hive. Very useful. It's like SQL on the top of Hadoop or big data. Instead of depending on MySQL, so we will use the hive queries, which will also be very, very, very interesting part. Okay, so it will be very interesting part. What we do, we will also do the installation of hive. You have to start high, go one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay. So that is it. So if you have another question, you can ask. So, yes, please.
Are there any online resources which use for the lesson plan?
In terms of reading,
Yes.
the reading material which are there, some of them they are built on Java. So that one will take you time. It may, I can provide. I provide. There's, like the ebooks which you can go through and read. You can even find, for example, here. You can find numerous resources. For example, which one you want to get the reference from PIC?
Yes.
Okay. So this guy, yeah, he. Okay, this guy, he mentioned something. This is the data framer. He mentioned about, the book which you can refer. Okay, beginning Apache Pig, you can get reference from this, or programming Pig by Osh. I think if you check from the course outline which I provided, I believe so you will get the resource material which I provided. Let me see here. RMS. So you can check the course. You can check. You can go to the course outline. You will find it. You will find the resources which I provide there. That will be very helpful for you. Me just. Where is it? What is the course outline? Yeah, you check the course outline, please. I just encourage you. Can you check, please, Musonda? Can you check if the course outline is uploaded on Moodle? Please check and let me know. If I haven't, I will upload it. But this book, it has how many pages? Several pages. Okay. This book, written by me, from all real, it explains the concept of people. Some information may be outdated, so you need to read this book. He mentioned so many books to all of you can check. But I love this. I love this here. This is the last. I love this book. I love this author. I mean, this publisher, Oriel. They did a good job. They did a good job. They write book in a way I like when I'm reading. So you can get reference from it. This is Oriel. You can check. I provided in LMS. You can see the resources, please. You can find. Okay, so you can use this. All right, so that's the last point to say. Whatever assignment I may give you, it will be to strengthen your theory, the background, the knowledge of this. Practice, you need to come here, practice, do. And keeping in mind, during exam, it will be closed book, so you need to understand the steps, the way things are done. So I'm going to take your names. Father Scott is present. Rex, Zudawe, Noel, Msonder, Winia, or he messaged me, or Matri as well. No. Songnam is absent. Mario, present. Nguyen and Rimzin John. Any question? Any doubt?
Just my.
What happened?
It's not working like it used before.
Was it working before?
Oh yeah, I was able to use Grunt before, but now I can't. I no longer.
I want to mention the date of the exam, please. When is the exam?
Tuesday.
Will be Tuesday, right? The exam will be on Tuesday.
8 to 9:50.
8 to 9:50. That should be the exam, right? So, which date will be that?
Oh, it's October. Oh, October 3.
Exam on
October 3.
on October 3. What time?
8 to 9:50.
8. It's gonna be 8 a.m. to 9:50 a.m. Right? So please be prepared. Okay, thank you for today. Till we meet in the next class. See you.